Have you noticed how some families are taller and others shorter? Maybe you're curious if you'll follow in the footsteps of your short or tall relatives. Or you want to know if your kids will inherit your height. In today's episode, we're delving into the towering question, what determines our height? Is it our genetic blueprint or the environment we grow up in? Let's dive into this height mystery together. Height is a fascinating mix of our genetic makeup and environmental factors. Surprisingly, genetics accounts for approximately 80% of our height. This means if your family has a history of being tall or short, chances are you might follow a similar pattern. To crack the genetic code of height, scientists often turn to twin studies. By comparing identical twins who share all their genes to fraternal twins who share about half, we get a clearer picture of genetics in play. Time and again, these studies highlight the strong genetic influence on our stature. But it's not that simple. It's a comp involving over 700 genetic variants, each adding a subtle note to our height. Even all these identified variants account for less than 50% of the genetic component. This genetic diversity means that while we might have an idea of our potential height based on our family, predicting the exact height is challenging. But what about the remaining 20%? That's where the environment steps in. Historical data offers a fascinating view of height changes. For example, in the 19th century, the average European male was about 5 feet 5 inches tall. Now, that average has climbed to around 5 feet 9 inches, a change attributed to improved nutrition and living conditions. Nutrients and lifestyle factors, particularly during growing years, are vital. A diet rich in calcium and protein can propel you to your genetic height potential. A striking example of environmental impact is the height difference between North and South Koreans. Despite similar genetic backgrounds, South Koreans are on average 2 to 3 inches taller. This is largely due to better nutrition and health care in the South. So, can we predict someone's height accurately? Not quite. Your height is a unique blend of your genetic makeup and the environment you grew up in. While your family tree might give you some hints, your height isn't set in stone. We can't precisely predict our height or that of our kids, but you'll likely fall within your family's height range. The key takeaway here is to focus on what you can control, like good nutrition, and don't stress too much about the genetic hand you've been dealt. Your height is just one part of your amazing story. That's all for today. If you learned something new and interesting, like and share the video. And before you go, subscribe for more such videos in the future.